All right, so let's get right into it. If you're a developer or you're even thinking about becoming one, I bet you felt it, right? There's this weird feeling in the air, a little bit of uncertainty about a career path that honestly used to feel like a sure thing, a golden ticket. Well, today we are going to break down what is really going on with AI, the job market, and this is the big one, how you can actually navigate all this chaos by picking the right programming language for 2025.
I mean, you've seen headlines like this, right? This one's from the New York Times, and it's so easy to just scroll past and think, that's just clickbait. But let's be honest, it hits a nerve, doesn't it? It taps into a very real anxiety that's bubbling up in the tech world. You know that whole promise of a six-figure job right out of college? Yeah, that feels shaky now. It's being questioned. And it's making a lot of folks wonder what on earth just happened. This headline, as dramatic as it is, really sets the stage for what we need to unpack.
And then there's this number. This right here, this is what makes that anxiety feel very, very real. A recent study out of Stanford found that employment for software developers between 22 and 25 years old has dropped by almost 20%. And that's just since late 2022. I mean, that is a massive downturn. And it's hitting the newest people, the fresh faces in the industry, the absolute hardest.
So, this all leads to what people are calling the junior developer squeeze. You know, for a whole generation that was told, learn to code, it's the key to a secure future. Well, the landscape has just changed, like dramatically. The competition is absolutely fierce now, and those entry-level doors, the ones that used to be wide open, they are a lot harder to get through. Okay, and this is where things get really wild. It just completely flips everything we thought we knew on its head. A recent report from the Federal Reserve, get this, found that computer science grads are facing a 6.1% unemployment rate. To put that in perspective for you, that's actually higher than the rate for liberal arts graduates. Can you believe that? The one major that was always the safe bet, it's now one of the toughest fields to land a job in right out of school. And here's the heart of the problem, really. It's a classic case of supply and demand. The number of people graduating with computer science degrees has more than doubled since 2011. But the number of entry-level jobs, it just hasn't kept pace, not even close. So what you have is way more people fighting for way fewer spots. And that's what's creating this insane squeeze.
So what's the big culprit here? What's driving this massive shift? I think you already know the answer. It's AI. But here's the thing. We have to stop thinking of AI as just another tool, like a new code editor or something. It's not. It's a fundamental force of nature in the market that is completely reshaping roles, expectations, and the skills that companies are desperate to find. And just look at this number, 84%. As of this year, a staggering 84% of developers say they are using AI tools in their day-to-day work. This isn't some 5 years from now prediction. This is happening right now, today. The adoption has been unbelievably fast, and it's changing the entire game. How we write code, how we debug it, how we ship it, everything. And here is where you can see the direct impact this is having on who gets hired. This chart is also from that Stanford study. Check it out. In jobs that are most exposed to AI, employment for younger folks, 22 to 25, has actually gone down by 6%. But at the same exact time, employment for more senior developers, 35 to 49, has gone up by 9%. So the big takeaway here isn't AI is stealing junior jobs. No. The real story is that companies are shifting their hiring. They're prioritizing more experienced people who already know how to leverage these incredibly powerful AI tools.
Okay, so this is the point where we stop talking about the scary stuff and start talking about the solution. If AI is the great disruptor, then what's the technology that's actually powering AI? Well, the data's pretty clear. Python is the undisputed king. After that, you've got JavaScript, Java, and C++. This right here is our first major clue about where we need to focus our attention.
So let's get this straight because it's super important. The sky is not falling for developers. AI is not making coders obsolete. That's just not what's happening. What it is doing, though, is raising the bar. It's changing the definition of what skills are valuable. So the junior dev role isn't going away. It's just evolving. The name of the game is adaptation, not obsolescence. All right. So how do we build a strategy for this? Let's get into the good stuff. We're going to dig into the data and see exactly which programming languages recruiters are hunting for in this new AI-powered world. Time to get practical. And wow, the numbers do not lie. According to Statista, there are 3 languages that are just dominating recruiters' wish lists. Python is at the top. Almost 46% of recruiters want Python skills. Right on its heels, you have JavaScript and Java.
This is it. This is the top tier. This is what you need to be watching. Okay, let's talk about Python. It is no surprise at all that this is number one. Seriously, thanks to the absolute explosion of AI, Python has become the undisputed powerhouse. Why? Well, it's pretty simple to learn, and it has this massive ecosystem of libraries, you've probably heard of them, TensorFlow, PyTorch, that have made it the default language for everything AI, machine learning, and data science. And it's not slowing down. Its popularity is still climbing. Right now, Python makes up almost 30% of all searches for programming tutorials on the internet. That's more than any other language, period. It's everyone. Brand new developers, seasoned veterans, they're all flocking to Python to get the skills the market is screaming for. So what's the secret to its dominance? Simple. It's just so incredibly versatile. Think of it like a Swiss Army knife. It's the engine for AI and machine learning. It's the top choice for data science. It powers huge websites with frameworks like Django and Flask. And because it's so easy to write, it's perfect for all kinds of automation and scripting. It really is the multi-tool for the modern day. All right, next up, JavaScript, the undisputed king of the web. You just can't build a modern, interactive website without it. It's the foundation of the front end, especially with frameworks like React. But here's the kicker. With Node.js, it's also a beast on the back end, which is why it's such a critical skill for any full-stack developer. Now, beyond the big three, you've got these other super important languages, where performance is absolutely everything. You've got C++, which is all about raw speed. Think game development. Then you have these newer players, like Rust. Rust is famous for something called memory safety, which basically means it stops you from making really common, dangerous mistakes. Oh, and it pays really well. And then there's Go, which has become the language for building all the plumbing that makes the cloud work. Okay, this next part is maybe the most important piece of the whole puzzle. It's not enough to just know which languages are popular. You have to understand the trade-offs, the give and take between them. Because in a world with AI assistants, the real skill is knowing how to choose the right tool for the right job. And this table lays out that central trade-off perfectly. On one end of the spectrum, you have Python. You get insane developer speed. You can build stuff and get it working fast. The catch? Its runtime speed is not great. Then, way over on the other end, you have Rust. It's got a much steeper learning curve, it takes longer to write, but the code it produces is super safe and ridiculously fast. And then you've got Go, sitting right there in the middle, giving you a really nice balance of both. And if you want to see what that runtime difference looks like, here you go. We're talking about a simple CPU-intensive task. Rust crushes it in about 22 milliseconds. Go is right behind at 39 milliseconds, and Python over 1,300 milliseconds. I mean, that's not just a small difference, that's a gigantic gap. It shows you exactly why for anything that needs to be super fast, Python's just not the tool for the job. And you guessed it, these technical trade-offs translate directly into dollars. It's a straight line to your paycheck. The difficulty and the specialized demand for Rust developers, that means they command the highest salaries. We're talking 150 to 210K. Go isn't far behind. And Python, even though it's the most in demand, has a slightly lower average salary. Why? Because the supply of Python devs is just so much bigger. It's simple. More complexity, more specialization usually means more money. Okay, so we've covered the problem, what's causing it, and the big trade-offs. Let's bring this all home and talk about the most important part. How do you use this information? How do you choose your path and build your own tech stack for 2025? Here's a super simple way to think about it, based on what you want to do. If your passion is AI, machine learning, data science, it's a no-brainer. Go with Python. If you want to build the plumbing of the internet, cloud services, APIs, all that DevOps stuff, Go is absolutely your best bet. And if you need raw, top-tier performance and safety for things like operating systems or blockchain, then Rust is the champion you're looking for. But remember, it's not just about the language. That's just one piece. You've also got to think about the bigger picture. Like, where is the tech industry itself heading? What is the specific industry you want to be in care about? Finance has totally different needs in gaming, right? And finally, what's the community like? A strong, active community means better tools, more help when you're stuck, and way more opportunities down the road. And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most profound question of all. In a world where AI can literally write code for us, with tools like Copilot churning out boilerplate, what is a developer's real value? What are we actually getting paid for? And the answer, I think, is this. Your value isn't just about hammering out clean code anymore. AI is getting pretty good at that. Your true value, the thing that makes you indispensable, is in understanding the big picture. It's about knowing those trade-offs we talked about. It's about choosing the right tool for the job and designing the whole system. It's strategic thinking. It's not about knowing a language, it's about knowing which problem is worth solving, and more importantly, how you're going to solve it. That's the skill that will make or break a developer's career in 2025 and for years to come.